Give me a sec. Right. Hello. Right. Hi. Boxcat. Then rearrange webcam, but I'll figure that out for next. And I need a. All right. We'll try that. Yes, but hello. I'm Boxcat. Uh, we're playing another indie game tonight. We're playing a game called Last Winter Nights by Indices. I've played I think two of their games before. I really love their art style. I really said it. It's really beautiful. And I've been excited to try this one. So yeah, in this one we are basically a ghost knight, and I think we're trying to figure out our past. Right, yeah, this is the demo. They're still working on the full game. About an hour long or so. Liking the way the sound grabbing, grabbing. Go. Oh, thank you for following. Uh, I'm I, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. What's that last? Is that from? Oh, then maybe that's from yesterday. Oh man, I guess I didn't. Well, thank you, YUSBAWH. Cats. Alright, I think that's okay. Hopefully this is alright. But yes, sorry. This is gonna be our game for tonight. So it has a little cursor, themed cursor. I always find that fun. I know it's a small little detail, but I always find it fun. But yes, this is gonna be our game for tonight, so I guess let's get into it. Let me get some water first. I feel like I'm forgetting some. Oh, that's what. Okay. I'm gonna assume no audio at the moment. Here we go, there it is. I'm gonna put the headphones on over this. Alright, so click on click on objects to interact with them. Oh! Oh, cool! Has their journey been long? Click on the highlighted word. Alright, cool, so this is very like point and click interactive. At least the beginning. Smoother. But at last you're here, where you belong. Good to see you again. We just met. Okay, so I'm gonna assume this is us. Ooh, look at the little details on the helmets and armor. Ooh. Oh, and there's like a bird, probably the kingdom's symbol. From wherever we come from. Little swords on the lettering. The voice to audio sound. Should I turn the music up? The other headphone. Alright, how does it sound? keep it in for a little bit. And we'll go from there. Right, so let's get into it. Lost soul. Wandering through mist and snow. You feel the touch of the iron cold. Look. Okay, just making sure. Oh, I have to. Ooh. Oh, we got a kind of like animation. Oh, that's cool. Before you awoke, there was nothing. No warmth or light. No touch or taste. No sound nor sight. No dreams, no fears, no memories. Only a dark as vast and boundless, the sunless sea. Were one soul adrift among the dead that came before you. A droplet in the ocean. But now, you're unsure when you come to consciousness. When the pieces of your coalesce inform you again. Of yourself coalesce, inform you again. When darkness becomes dimness. When silence becomes the barest rustle of sound. Wind. You're here again, in the world of the living, as if you never left. As if when you closed your eyes for the final time, you were only dreaming. You try to recall what a dream is, what it means to wake up from sleep. When you were alive, the sleep was a different being altogether from death. Feel. Hopefully I'm not feeling this. That would hurt. Although I'm a ghost knight now, so probably not. It's probably fine. Moments pass. You remain still for some time, letting the sensations of the world around you flood your consciousness. Drowning yourself in the flow of time itself. Time. You once felt its passage with painful clarity. The world of the living is a finite and fragile one. It's a finite or finite. Or is it pronounced both ways? Or does not matter. The world of the living is a finite and fragile one. Bleeding as frost beneath the morning sun. But now, you have the luxury of waiting. Something falls gently around you. Snow. Snow. You formed a word in your mind. Feel its shape with your consciousness. Soft, white, cold. You shiver out of instinct. Something metallic clangs and rattles as you do. I was actually wondering what that clanging was, because it was coming from, because there's a little time gap between the stream and the game from my headphones. And I thought I had made like a clanging sound when I moved something here, but I think it was actually coming from the headphones in the game. I'm like, I was thinking like, what did I move that would make that sound? Oh man, oops. Do I need to adjust this? Like this? Or not. Look at that. I think that's more or less where I have the line. Okay, yeah. You shiver out of instinct. As something metallic clangs and rattles as you do. But the bite of cold never comes. Listen. Oh, no, listen. Hey, listen. You know the old Zelda games? I don't know if they do that in the more modern Zelda games. It's been a while since I played one. But in the old one, like I don't know if it's the first one, but the little fairy was like, always like, hey, listen. Every time I see the word listen just by itself, or hey, listen, I think of that little fairy from the game. The roar of the wind. The creaking of iron. The sound of my water bottle opening up. The sound of me chugging down, said water. I haven't hydrated much today. The the song of a place abandoned by time. If solitude has a sound, would this be its melody? Look. Finally, you decide to examine your surroundings. Or rather, your encasings. I'm gonna guess we can't feel the weight of it. Because if we could, that would kind of suck. Because it would be like, we have no body, so we can't take off the armor, but we still feel the weight of it, so we're just like eternally suffering from the weight of the armor, never able to take it off. That would certainly be a curse. You try to move your fingers, and something metallic clinks in response. A steel gauntlet follows your command, clinking softly as you twist and turn. With this gauntlet and vambrance are hollow. No flesh is encased beneath them, not even bone. Yet as you bend your arm, the counter and pauldron move to your command. The rings of an iron hauberk clatter against the empty siras, your torso. See how this is pronounced. I doubt that's how it's pronounced. Let me see. See. Chorus? Chorus. Let me make sure I said that. I probably didn't. So, chorus. In hauberk, I think is how it's pronounced, but let me see. Yeah, hauberk. Yeah, I got it right. Okay, the rings of an iron hauberk batter against the empty cuirass. That's it. Of your torso. I was about to say it the way I did at the beginning. Like, wait, no, no. Yeah, cuirass. Yeah, cuirass. Yeah, the empty cuirass of your torso. You know that once, long before the currents of the sunless sea took all your memories from you, you had flesh. You lived and breathed. Lived and breathed and fought and killed until you died yourself. See. Gingerly, you reach for your visor, then crack it open, then closed, until your vision settles into focus. Oh, that's what that is. It didn't click, like... They showed this before, and I'm like, what are those little like portals in a vast space of darkness or something, or crystals? I'm like, what are those? No, it's the helmets. Gingerly, you reach for your visor and crack it open, then closed, until your vision settles into focus. Did we punch this? Where are we anyway? I wonder if we're in somewhere like totally different from where we died. I imagine we would, because we probably died on the battlefield. So I guess it'd be wherever they take their knights. I don't know. How'd we get here? Now it's like some ghost hunters do some like they went and summoned us. They ran and recorded a video and tried to summon a demon, and instead they summoned us, and now we're here. And that's the story. What you see is yourself. Your reflection in a broken mirror on an old stone wall. An empty home stares back at you. You shift and turn. Your cuirass and pauldrons shift along with you, clinging into the dimness. I guess am I or was I a knight? Okay, so either we are a knight, or our brothers saved our soul and bonded us to a suit of armor, and then left. But I think that's a different story. Minus the left parts. You concentrate, searching for any traces of the past that lingers in your soul. You find nothing but sensations. Oh, you find nothing but flashes of sensation and flickers of emotion. You clench your gauntlets as you feel them wash over you. Fear, rage, regret. The hilt of the sword in your grip. A war cry on your lips. Hunger. Cold. You have killed and you have commanded others to kill. Violence is no stranger to you. Neither is the feeling of cold steel surrounding you. But beyond these sensations, no memories come to you. Not yet. Perhaps in time, you'll know what drew your spirits, not only to your armor, but to this place as well. For now, you turn to the rest of your surroundings. Oh wow, this is messy. Objects will not yield all their secrets upon a single look. Try examining them more than once to reveal more. A brief summary of your discoveries can be found in the Codex. When you have found everything, you can interact with your room. It doesn't matter. Okay, so like, so I think it's saying that like you can click something once, and it'll say something. Then you can click it again later, and it might say something different. Right, you know, depending on any relevant things you found. When you found everything, back with within a room, frost around the edges of the screen would just. Oh, cool. I hope you can find yourself again. Alright, let's look at the mirror again. I wonder what happened in this room. You take another look in the mirror, trying to make out more detail on armor. It's a deep black, though the metal's luster has been lost to time. Delicate engravings cover its plates. Spiraling leaves and gilt floral trace its surface like ivy on a wall. The crest carved into the center of the caress resembles a bird. A crow or a raven. It's an intricate piece of craftsmanship. Beautiful, truly. But more importantly, it feels familiar. Comforting. Wearing it makes you feel less like a spirit and more like you. Whoever you are. Plate armor is already expensive, you think? That's our worries? I guess we were very, money wary in life. We came from a poor family, we're fighting on the battlefield. To, you know, earn honor and money. You know, support the family. Hence, only knights can afford to wear full suits into battle. Armor this ornate can only have belonged to someone of great status or renown. So then we might be in a history book. Or we stole the suit of armor because we just wanted to try it on and was killed. And now we're stuck in it. Possibility? Actually, yes. If I was so important, why wasn't my spirit laid to rest? If I was so important, why wasn't my spirit laid to rest? Great men are given great funerals. Maybe I'm a woman. I don't know. And because I was a woman, they didn't give me a proper funeral for a knight. That would check out, I wouldn't be surprised. Pears and Birches from sunrise to sundown. Candles carved with his name. You do that? Maybe? I imagine they actually... Let's see. Oh, memorial candles with names are common for honoring dead across cultures, and knights, like others, would have used candles for lights or in religious rites. So an all would have been for a memorial candle. Yeah. And beeswax candles were a luxury. I don't know anything about, like... I only know, like... Actually, I don't even know what I know. I just know stuff from, like, fiction, but I haven't really ever, like, looked at any historical stuff regarding, like... this stuff. Incense lit to soothe the soul. A pyre to burn away mortal regrets. Either I received not even the barest courtesy of my death, or the burden on my soul weighed so heavily no flame could hope to lift it. But I remember nothing of who I was. How am I supposed to free myself? Let's look at these pages. Sheaves of parchment lie scattered around, or near, an ancient wooded table. You carefully pick one up and attempt to read the faded script. My dear Matroness, my knights and I are most eager to attend your tournament. My knights and I are most eager to attend the tournaments. Ah, but my condolences once again for your loss. What a great burden your father has left to a woman as young as yourself. I'm gonna guess we are the father, and the young woman is maybe the girl on the game cover, or the game thumbnail. And our family was apparently maybe of status. We held some sort of status. But maybe the reason we didn't get a proper burial was because something happened, you know, some political shit happened, and our family fell from grace, and yeah, we didn't get we didn't get a proper burial, and now we're here. Maybe something like that. I'm not working with a lot yet, but so far, maybe. I, of course, would be happy to offer my advice. Perhaps in a private setting? The letters continue in a similar fashion, mentioning the tournaments, the death of the recipient's father, and promises of courtship and counsel. The words choke with flattery and veiled condescension. Each one is addressed to a matroness. You assume this must be the woman you swore fealty to. Though the letters praise her modesty and elegance, you can only imagine her reading the words with a sigh or a grimace. You certainly would, if you had a face. You set the letter aside without caring where it lands. A book. You pick up a book and try to read its faded words. Though your hollow gauntlets struggle to turn the pages. Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. We need to find something else, like, to turn the pages for us, like a pair of tweezers or something. I doubt they have any tweezers around here. But maybe we could find something? We can use a sword to, like, very carefully flip the page and hopefully not cut through the book. That probably won't work. That's the only idea I have for that, though. It appears to be an epic romance novel about a knight. Knightless, rather. Well, I suppose anything is possible in fiction. We didn't come from the book, and that isn't us, is it? The pages are filled with lengthy paragraphs of purplish prose that spend too long describing the main character's musings, the scenery, and the main character's musings about the scenery. You feel safe in assuming this hefty volume did not belong to you. You have awoken in a long deserted room. If you can ignore the overturned furniture, broken glass, and fallen chandelier, you think it would have been a comfortable place. It's spacious, with a thick rug, wide walls, and a hearth for warmth and arched windows for light. Solar or sitting room. You briefly wonder if you would have had the luxury of spending time here at nights. The fireplace. A cold stone hearth with only ashes remaining. You try to recall memories seated before a roaring fire, shutting your eyes by the warmth of the flames, a book on your lap, or mulled wine in hand. Easing your weary bones after long days of fighting or travel. You must have done these things, but no recollections come to you. I haven't felt warmth in a very long time. Let's look at the, maybe the painting? I wonder if it's of us, or maybe of like a family member? A painting hangs above the hearth, flaking and aged, its ornate frames tarnished with time. It depicts a woman of no less than 20 summers, dressed in a blue gown, her fair porcelain skin, and even fairer hair still. A raven, its feathers, the same stark hue, perches on her arm. Sorry, I messed that up. She is beautiful. Not even time can steal the fact from the canvas. I think she is the one on the thumbnail. And probably the daughter. Only because she is like me, lifeless and ageless. You stare at the painted face, trying to recall the person it belonged to. If she was the mistress here, I must have served her as knight. But her name, like yours, escapes you. Right, the windows. Broken windows gape like open jaws, drawing icy breaths of wind into the wide stone room. Shards of glass litter the floor like reverent's teeth, buried under soft white mounds of snow. A winter storm gathers and grows. You'll have difficulty traversing it should you even find a way outside. But there's plenty more to explore here yet. Take a look at the, Oh, no, it wasn't. It was... Okay, now it is, though. Yeah, among the letters you spy what appears to be a drawing. Portrait. But the features are obscured. It bears a signature. HRH. His Royal Highness. The matroness was a noblewoman who corresponded with royalty. She must have had immense power or wealth, or both. What were they discussing? Though frustratingly, you can't make out any other words. Anything else now? Or the same thing? Nobles would have gathered here. The perfect time for something unsavory to happen. Wait, one more time. Yeah, letters addressed to matroness, filled with flattery, condescension, or both. They discuss a great tournament she hopes to host. with hundreds of nobles and knights who would have gathered. The perfect time for something unsavory to happen, like murder. I don't think we've clicked the candle, have we? This room clearly has seen better days. Dress coats, iron. Rug rime has settled deep into stone, wool, and wood. The broken windows are overturned, and overturned furniture tell you that this place wasn't merely abandoned. Who or what left it like this? Definitely some political stuff happened. And our family was a victim of whatever happened. Whether an innocent victim or a guilty victim, I don't know. Or maybe another family wanted to kill our family because we killed their son in battle or something. Window. You step toward the window and stand for a while there at the threshold. The world outside is a blur of white and dark that stretches as far as you can see. A pale moon shines in its pitch-black sky. A lonely thing rather than you can ever hope to reach. The softly glowing moon shines on a world silver white. The night is dark, but nothing like the void from where you came. Lightless sea, darkness loses its meaning. Here, in contrast with light, it almost feels alive. It doesn't mean I like the darkness, though. I'm glad it's a full moon tonight. Can we not see down? Or are we so high up that we can't see down? Or is there some other kind of like piece obscuring us to look down? Oh. Meaning whatever broke them came from outside these walls. Okay, so someone threw like, not stones, because that's... They threw something at the glasses. I'm explaining this very badly. The best way to say it would be a coup d'etat, but that wouldn't make sense because we're not royalty. But whatever the word is for that situation, but happening to someone who is not of royal blood. Yeah, that happened. I'm taking a plea. I'm gonna take a piece. But where would we... I mean, I guess we can put it in our armor? Just like clank around in there. But maybe we'll find a use for it. You take a large piece of glass and tuck it into the pouch of your belt. You're not sure how, but perhaps it'll be useful. Doesn't hurt to be prepared. What about the book again? Mirabelle then looked into the shining ocean, like pools of his azure blue eyes. Oh, how blue they were, and blushed deeply, until her fair cheeks were as red as the blooming rose she held in her palm. Quickly, she pinned into its caress, catching a glimpse of herself in its mirror-like surface, and blushed further. Okay, I think I see where they're going with the whole, like, description thing. If I was in the spirit already, I'd die from embarrassment after reading this. I guess look in the mirror again. You examine your reflection again, trying to remember your features. Your armor stands at an impressive height. You were tall, then, and must have been physically fit to it, or to don it. What did I look like? Was I rough and imposing? Dignified and princely? I mean, yes, but, you know, it's fun to imagine, right? Hopefully we were good looking. Knights are the heroes of countless stories for a reason. Perhaps you were a slayer of monsters, like in the Tales of Mist. So we remember the Tales of Mist. Maybe we can use that as like a... like a... help us remember thing? I mean, the book must have had some effect on us if we can remember that it exists. Or you simply wish that was true. Check here one more time. How many years has this place been like this? How long have I been dead? The barest flicker of familiarity registers as you gaze at the portrait's flaking blue eyes. Perhaps this image isn't true to life. The artist could have painted her younger or fairer than she was in reality. Those who fail to please their patrons have short careers after all. I guess that's possible. But this is also possible. Because if we did have like if we were a good person, then a reason for not liking her would be that she wasn't such a good person. And if she wasn't such a good person, maybe that's the reason why the castle, where are we, was attacked. Let's do this one. As much as you'd like to imagine you were a loyal knight, you don't know what kind of master you served. Was she worthy of pledging my life to? The canvas yields no answers. Fireplace again? You look at the ashes left by the hearth. You spy what you at first think is a stray clump of snow, but it flutters away on a sudden gust of wind. Brother? It's gone before you can think to reach it. Why would there be a feather in here? Let me look at the papers one more time. Go to another room. Okay, we read that. Gemini, what the heck? I didn't even press anything to activate you. What the hell? To turn this off settings, okay. We're turning that off because it doesn't behave. Because I didn't even ask for it. If it does it again. Yeah, something must have happened during the chaos. Let's go to a different room. Is this frozen? Or did the stupid Gemini thing, like, mess with it? The frick? Alright. Get some more water. I'll turn the music up. You're not my brother. Who? Was that my lady's voice? You wait. But save for the wind, the castle remains silent. Memories in the air. If I keep searching, I should remember more. I just put my hand and put weight on my thigh and directly onto the wound. That kind of hurts. Yes, if I keep searching, I should remember more. At least you hope you do. Nothing really here. I guess we're just in a corridor. Left. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. Alright. I think that's... Alright. Maybe... Yeah, we'll put it... 15.4. Okay, but this is interesting. The claw marks on the door. So maybe this is gonna take a supernatural turn. And we were a werewolf knight, and now we're a ghost. That might be a little far fetched. We turned into a werewolf. We're locked in here, you know, for our safety and others' safety. And local townspeople learned that we were like this and got scared, and they all attacked us, and we died. And since we were actually already a knight, we came back as a suit of armor, so now we're a ghost knight. Is that the story? Alright, but let's go through. If we can. A parador stands at the end of the hall. They don't budge. Even when you press your full weight of your armor against them. Locked. Okay, so we're gonna have to find a key. So we'll go this way? Is it a friend? Do we have another friend here? Probably not, but you know, we can hope. A rusted suit of armor, donning a faded blue surcoat, surveys the hall. Impressive but dated. It doesn't hold a candle to the fine craftsmanship of your own armor. Hello? You try to call out, and immediately feel foolish. You don't have a body, so naturally you don't have a voice either. Oh! Oh, okay. I didn't really think of that. Though I guess that little detail can vary from story to story. Because, you know, sometimes there are some stories where there's a ghost or a spirit, and they do have a voice that you can hear. But other times, they go by these rules, where, you know, no body, no vocal cords, no voice. Actually, that's kind of interesting, how there's two ways you can write a story like that. Anyway. Back. I'm gonna... kind of want to get the heating pad. I'm cold. Maybe a sweater. Let me go do that real quick, okay? Here. Drape it over my shoulders like this. And... press the button. And hopefully it'll... warm me up. Yes, you don't have a body, so naturally, you have no voice either. Sorry. What are the chances there's another haunted suit of armor around here after all? What about the banners? Okay, this is actually the... I think this is the one that's on the back of our cape. Although, oh, never mind. I was about to say, why are these all like this and this? No, it's the angle. I didn't see the tree there for a moment. But let's click it. Proud banners adorn the... no. Proud banners adorn the wall. Each bears a raven with wings unfurled, similar to the one engraved on our armor. This is a symbol of the family I served. Yet you don't feel any sense of pride as you gaze upon them. Okay, so then maybe we remember the choice about the painting and whether we the lady we served was someone we liked or not. Maybe 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 we were on the right track and she wasn't. Otherwise, why wouldn't we have any pride in our house? So the people we work for, the family we work for, they did something that got them punished. And or at least something immoral. But how did we die then? That would be a reason for us not to have any pride in our house. Were we murdered? Did we die in this building? Or did we die on a battlefield and because reasons and story writing and, you know, fiction, we our soul appeared here at the place where we worked? I guess cause like it had a very strong presence on our soul, the location. But yeah, where did we die? I'm trying to create a story surrounding that. Did we die like protecting Our Lady? Even though we didn't really want to? Were we sent to a battlefield? And did we die there? But we never got a memorial, so probably not a battlefield. Or maybe even then, if our house was very, very not well liked. Happened. We probably died in the building. Yeah, we probably died protecting the family we serve. But we're knights and we serve them. So, even though we don't like them, that's what you have to do. Made a vow and you can't break it. Why we made the vow? There could be various reasons. Maybe once upon a time the house was, you know, of good standing. Moral standing. But the descendants, you know, kind of fucked that up. Maybe we had a sick sister and they said they'd cure her or pay for like medical expenses if we swore fealty to them and served them. There's various reasons. But yes, I'm going with the theory that our family, the family we worked for, like they did something illegal. think I'm going with that. Yet you don't feel any pride as you gaze upon them. Almost the opposite. No. The, glass. Broken glass and palled snow blankets blanket the floor of the hall as well. The shards glint like splintered teeth. You remember tales you've heard before. Tales you have told and tales you've been told. Tales of men who woke from dead and grew iron skin and teeth. Iron has always been sacred to spirits, they say. I suppose there's not much difference between the reverence and tales and me. I once heard somebody tell stories about the sunless sea, of the spirits who failed to cross its shores and wandered eternally through the land of the living. But who? And were they ever true? You can't help but feel like you have an answer now. Snow and broken glass. What is the river Askar? Sharp as a revenant's teeth. I'm gonna see if that's a real river. Because if I can do that, then I can, you know, pinpoint an estimate location of where this takes place, although it could be completely fictional, but, you know, you never know. No, it's a fictional name, I think. I'm not getting any search results. Oh no, just fun to check, because you never know. But Esker... You step through the broken pieces without caring if the sabatons graze them. You've no need to act, as if you still have flesh and bone. It's more. Alright, let's do the banner again. Once proud banners displaying the matroness's crest. The fabric is torn and covered in grime. The beautifully woven, once white birds have sunken into a sea of murky, moldy blue. A heavy feeling lingers in your caress as you wonder if these banners mirror the fate of the house they reflect. Once more. You can't imagine how many years these banners have hung on the wall. Torn faded, yet still proudly announcing their house, refusing to fall. As long as the castle itself stands. Let's check the suit of armor. You tap the suit of armor's visor. No response. No other ghostly knights in the castle then. Maybe if we try again? Probably not. Still no response. And banner one more time. And then door. Okay, so we're in like some kind of storage area? What are these? It's a storage room filled with a few empty crates and shelves. Dust coats the surface of the old wood in moth-eaten fabric. Thick as frost, untouched by the sun. Thin moon-white cobwebs fill every corner and crevice. Against the far wall, you see a rickety shelf laden with blankets, horseshoes, and other riding equipment. You even spy what looks like a tournament barding bearing a unicorn-shaped crest. Likely a personal symbol of whatever the knights this loyal steed once carried. You've seen this crest before. Emblazoned on a blue standard fluttering in the field. A satchel with the same crest sits on the top shelf. For you, your armor is tall enough to reach it without straining. You wonder if your suit would hold together if you were to fall. Would you be able to pull yourself together if your arms were no longer attached to you? If we have at least one arm attached, we could probably figure it out. If we are like the suit of armors from Delicious in Dungeon, then we should have no issue there. The little monster things, whatever they are, will attach to armor for us. So in that instance, that would be convenience. But it's probably not the case. You carefully lift the satchel, aged leather crinkling at your metallic touch. Your finger plates graze over the crest. Gingerly, you open it. Oh, a lot of stuff. Rather than the equestrian supplies you were expecting, you find an assortment of objects. A broken necklace, torn linens, and numerous letters. Personal sentimental belongings. It's like a burnt handkerchief. A torn piece of embroidered linen. The fabric is very fine. You're afraid to hold it with your gauntlets, lest the metal catch on the threads. It's patterned with flowers, leaves, and vines. Motifs common enough in clothing, but rarely on fabric this delicate. Oh. I know what this is. It's a wedding veil, or at least the remnants of one. All that's left of the sorry thing is a scrap of fabric burnt and stained at one end. Did someone trade and not fulfill their mission? don't know if they died, but... I wonder why it's burnt. The stitches are uneven and filled with gapes, too tight in some places and loose in others. The bride who made this was not a skilled seamstress, to put it charitably. With needlework like this, it's a wonder she married at all. Yeah, I wonder, could we have ever been married? Finding a bride would have been a necessary task for a knight like you, no matter how you might have felt about it. But if you were, what does it mean that you don't remember who she was? Your supposed partner for life? The necklace. Yeah, there we go. A simple amber pendant with a broken clasp. It could have belonged to a man or a woman, but given the fine linen it rests on, you find the latter more likely. It twinkles in the dark, like a drop of stolen light. The letter? A faded note, a scrawl of handwriting barely visible on a parchment scrap. The ink looks blotted in some places, by water or by tears. You decipher it as best as you can. I told you I don't want them back. Take them or throw them away. I don't want to talk. I don't want to see you again. Not after what you've done. Okay. So, if this belonged to our wife, or I guess now as ex-wife, from her opinion, then we probably try to return it to her. She sent it back. But still, with the veil, what happened there? We probably maybe killed a family member of hers, her father or something. Or a brother. We did something. Likely out of obligation and not choice. Well, that certainly doesn't bode well for its recipients. And letters. Letters stowed carefully away. Were these written by someone you knew? You carefully fish out an envelope. Your frustration? They're too faded to read. It looks like they were damaged, or the ink was of poor quality. Wish I could have gotten a name. Something, anything. You shouldn't have. Think of it as an early wedding gift. Come on, try it on. I'm a lousy partner if I can't spoil you from time to time, aren't I? that's not true. You're all I could ask for. You deserve it. You deserve so much. Spring. Bright sunlight spills over a bustling town square. The market blooms with colors. Pennants fluttering in the air like butterflies. Stalls strung with gold with dried flowers. People filling the streets, tunics and skirts of woad and weld blossoming among the cobblestone. You keep your long hair covered, despite the warm day. Silver strands stand out like a blot of ink on a fresh page. But she stands out anyway. Her loose waves flow down her back, burning red in the sunlight. Uncouth, you knew, for a woman of her age. But she never cared what others thought of her. You admired that. You were always a little envious of it. Gingerly, she touched a drop of the gold around her neck, as if it were the most precious thing in the world. But she stares upward, as if the real treasure is hidden in. Assuming that's us? Wait. I still don't know your name. A gift. For someone you once knew. Someone who was close to you. At least for a time. I'm here to somebody you used to know song going through my head. Someone who cared for you. Someone who betrayed you. You deserve so much. That voice. That familiar voice is somebody who wanted to give her the world, but had only the sword on his belt and the armor on his back, and little more. A knight, like you. What did I do? Try them again. Probably not gonna get anything. You noticed that each page was folded carefully, almost precisely into perfect thirds. And the person who sent them had a meticulous hand, you think? Just one more time. And this veil stained and burned. You recall that a veil is traditionally saved and reused as a swaddling lid. Oh. From its current state? You imagine this one was certainly used for something. Either it was burnt by accident, or rescued, or it was ruined on purpose. Maybe we had a kid? A baby? But for some reason, something happened and we allowed that child to die. And our wife, rightfully furious, left us and in her anger burnt the veil. But then was stopped by someone. And that's why it's half burnt. It's such a story, but that story eludes you. A note placed alongside objects that must have held deep, painful memories, carefully tucked away. That means the recipient of the note couldn't bear to look. The memory of these objects must have been too much to bear. But even ruined, broken, they had too much meaning to be carefully thrown away. Isn't that common in heartbreak? Sometimes even pain can become a precious feeling. I don't want to talk. I don't want to see you again. Not after what you done. A note of farewell. A relationship as tattered as the linen before you. What did I do? Something else. What about the other stuff on the shelf? Supplies for a steed you must have owned. And a satchel with things that belonged to you, or someone you must have known. Same satchel, I think. Oh, it is, yeah. It's the same one. I'm gonna click them one more time to make sure there's no new text. The clasp is broken, but the stone still gleams like a lonely beauty twinkling like an eye. There's no use lamenting ordinary myth. Towards the love that transcended time and the lifespan of the relationship itself. Try as you might, you can't imagine yourself penning a love letter. I think that's all for in here. What about this? It's a wooden rack for holding weapons. A pair of training staves lean against it forlornly. You sweep your gaze over the room. Not a single sword or spear lies in sight. They were all used fighting off the invaders. That's probably why. You let your gauntlet fall to your side, where a scabbard would hang off your belt if you were carrying one. I can't deny I feel safer with a sword. You know what they say about old habits and dying? It's strange that I haven't come across a single sword, spear, or axe yet. Not even a decorative one. Taken by thieves, most likely. Oh, that is a possibility. Staring longingly at the empty weapons rack isn't going to make a sword manifest after all. You tell yourself. But maybe if I try hard enough? No. Alright. What about this? What looks like a hatch lies on one side of the room. You try to lift it and meet resistance. Your hollow arms clank in unison with the metallic screeching that hinges as you strain to open it. It swings open to reveal pitched blackness. I shouldn't have expected anything else, should I? Yet something in the dark pulls at your memory. Twisting corridors. Tunnels melding into one, into the next. A pursuit. Escaping from, our attackers. Hunters cornering prey. But was I the one chasing? Or being pursued? I kinda wanna say we're the one we were being pursued. All you know is that some piece to the answers you seek lies down there. Our body might be down there too. Or at least our bones. Curiosity swallows sense as you descend into darkness. Your subatons clang on each step, echoing into lightness. This unending, dark, twisty darkness, blacker than the sunless sea, blacker than the place where you thought you were nothing. You clamber out of the dark and nearly tumble onto the dusty floor. We need a lantern. I can't go further without lights. I can't. This is 1,000 times worse than the fear I held when I was alive. The sun would always rise again, no matter how many nights I could not sleep. But there is no sunrise on the sunless sea. You give the hatch door a push, letting it fall closed, and shakily step away. Your answers will have to wait. Until I have lights, and a way to leave a trail. If the tunnels are as twisting as I remember, I don't fancy becoming lost in either. Okay, so like a long rope or something. Have to see what we can find. Oh, there we go. Maybe a young girl, but she isn't blind. Can't you see? The North needs someone like you. Ooh. Wait. Are we at Northern Duke? Anything different with the suit of armor? Probably not. Yep, still no response. Alright, let's go back, I think this way? Okay, yeah, that was locked, right? So then this way, and there was another... Yeah, we could go over here. Actually, is there anything new now that we've gotten some more information. No, that's not new. Oh! Hello! Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. How are you guys doing? What were you guys playing? Oh! I'm doing good. Yeah, we're playing The Last Winter Nights. We're ghost knights. And we awoke here in a suit of armor, and now we're clicking around the rooms and trying to regain memories and solving the puzzle of how things came to be. Yeah, I got those those emotes a while ago. Yeah, so my theory so far is that... Okay, so we're knights. We served a family that we apparently... Or we served a lady we apparently weren't very fond of. Lady or the house in general. We apparently had a wife. Maybe a child. I think we also had a child. Something happened, and in a memory she said that she could never forgive us, and she sent back the satchel with her veil, letters, and a pendant. So yeah, they're probably divorced. And there's a underground corridor that we remember being in. And lots and lots of destroyed property. So I think it's safe to say our castle was attacked. And we probably died here. Yeah, I like that one too, the with the fire in the background. I think that one's really funny. I was about to go in this room. Alright, what do we got here? Let me look at this. Like a dragon? Are there dragons in this world? You spied remnants of a tapestry clinging to the wall. A knight on horseback charges at a giant's thing, tied down by chains. Bolts stick out on his back. The lone rider is flanked by knights of different colors bearing shields and spears. Revenants? You said this wouldn't be a scary story. What's this? Are you afraid of a simple tale? Revenants? But they're the size of men. Not whatever this is supposed to be. No. Tapestries often commemorate great events. Battles, victories. Perhaps the beast here was a metaphorical one. I was thinking maybe that too, like... I guess it could be metaphor for like a war against a much stronger country that our people fought and perhaps won. Yeah, a great nation, an enemy army, a tyrant. Nothing more. Maybe we're the dragon. Maybe we're not a werewolf that died as a knight and came back as a ghost. I mean, there's gotta be a reason for that claw mark on the door, right? And that's not just there to be there. Oh. Oh, this is like symbols of what kind of room, what's the candle room? Maybe a place of worship? Anything else in this... anything else in this hall? Anything else in the hallway? Anything else about the tapestry? The fabric is nearly torn in two. A thief would have taken the entire piece, not slashed it to pieces. Whatever the reason for doing this, it was personal. Okay, so the tapestry depicts victory against this monster, right? We, or our family, are apparently not very good people. At least that's the kind of message I'm getting. So we are probably the dragon, or our house, and these are like the people. But why would we hang a tapestry of a victory against our own house on the wall? So maybe not. Or maybe there is a dragon, and we, our family, held victory against the mythical beast. But it ends up that the mythical beast was actually protecting a being of protection. And we kind of fucked everything up by doing that. And then the people mad at us and they attacked us and we all died. I guess that's possible. It depends on what kind of route we're going. If we're going like supernatural, or if we're going like just, you know, only ghost. But everything else normal. Type of direction. Though a weapon could have damaged it, the jagged marks almost make you imagine claws. Okay, now I'm going back to the werewolf knights theory. Yeah, this is just as bad as we played the other game, and I made a theory of us being the freaking like Uber food delivery robots. I'm gonna end up looking ridiculous, but you know, it's fun, so. Staring at this ghastly thing is making me dream up fairy tales. Exactly. Same, bro. But I'm gonna click it one more time. The woven knights charge in the battle against the chained beast. The colors are faded, but the lone rider appears to be wearing blue. his cape trailing valiantly behind him. The same blue that I wear. War. Okay, so maybe we aren't. Okay, that changes things a little bit. Okay, so I guess it's safe to assume this is us. Who's the beast then? I mean, the claw marks on the door and this tapestry. Unless they were from something else, I would assume they were from us. Some way, somehow. So maybe, if that is the case, if a werewolf, or we defeated the monster, but the monster cursed us, and we started turning into the monster, and because we were starting to turn into the monster, you know, the people, they didn't want to take any chances, and they wanted to kill us before we could fully turn into the monster and, you know, wreak havoc. And so they raided our house and chased us into the dark corridors. But in our anger of, like, this all happening in the first place, we tore at the tapestry and clawed at the locked door. Why is the door locked? I assume someone locked us in there. Maybe we had some kind of confidence who, once we started turning, lock that door? No, but how did the other people get in? Now I'm stuck on the locked door. Can you hear me? Did that catch? I really need to rearrange this. Maybe if I go like this, then even if I look over here like that, I don't know. I'm gonna be so angry if I didn't catch words. One more time though, see if I get any new information. Okay, no. Okay, so I'm now going with the we defeated the monster, we were cursed, we started turning into the monster, people aimed to kill us. There's more pieces of information within that theory of information, but I don't have any proof that would connect the pieces in a plausible way. Anyway, let's go through the door. And yes, I was right. This is kind of like a place of worship or something. Alright, let's see. What about the candle? An ornate candlestick sits on the altar. The candles resting on it are carved almost as beautifully as the spiraling black armor itself. These candles would have been lit as offerings to the spirits, both to guide them to rest and to ask for guidance in return. And now, it can indeed guide a spirit. Mine, through the cellars. But I need some way to light it. Oh yeah! I'm also looking for a light and rope, or something to leave a trail. I guess this is a light? A little dangerous, but it's light, man. This is really pretty, though. Look at this. But we need a way to light it. Candles must have been lit regularly. So there must be a tool in this room I could use. Maybe in the box? It's a pewter box. Inside you find shards of flint, striking iron, and chalk cloth. Tools for lighting fire. How convenient! Perfect. You have no excuse not to enter the cellars now. You take them. Right, I want to look at this. Moonlight filters softly through a stained glass window. You recognize the scene depicted in colored glass. A scene from Tales of Mist. The hero Tristan, lantern and sword in hand, preparing to slay the revenant that terrorized his people. But the story isn't a happy one. It's a tale of sacrifice and folly. Why is that name familiar? I think that's us. I think this isn't a tale, but also actually like a history, our history. Because when we woke up, one of the things we couldn't remember anything, right? But one of the things we did remember was the name of this tale, which, if the tale was written after us, because we did say we probably someone of high standing, you know, by the intricate armor we wear, then we could be that could be why that's the name of that book, you know, stuck in our mind or our soul or whatever. Okay, so tell us how the story ends, because that might be a clue to how we came to our end. Or maybe not, because it was sounding like there was a father telling a story to his daughter, which, if it was a story of himself, you know, probably like romanticized a bit or made a little more dramatic, then he would be alive. So it'll still be helpful either way. Well, the tale was a popular one, and the name was common enough when I was alive. But you can't help but feel like there was more to it. One more. The tale of a king who sacrificed everything in atonement for his reckless folly. Maybe that's why our wife left us? What are we atoning for, though? Tristram. It aptly means sorrow. Bestowed upon newborn boys, in the hopes they'll lead humble lives. Okay, so you're gonna name your son Sorrow. And hope they have a good life with a name like that. What is wrong with you? Actually, I think I looked up the meaning of my name once before, and it meant something. I don't remember liking what it meant. Yeah, bitter, rebellious, beloved, or derived from drop of the sea. I don't know how to feel about that one, but you know. Thanks, Mom. Or on the unlucky number who survived their births while their mothers did not. Anything else in this room? Oh! Candles cover the room in every size and shape you could imagine a candle taking. Some are plain, half-melted stubs, clinging stubbornly to their pickets, while others are tall and carefully carved with ornaments and flowers. Almost all are engraved with an apple. A place where rites are given and prayers whispered, where all thoughts to life are celebrated. Births, funerals, weddings. I know this place. I've carved names here. I will go to the next slide, text box, but I have a theory first. Okay, so as a knight, we've obviously killed people in the past. We've apparently did something our wife could not forgive, and she left us for that. We apparently hate our house. I'm just gonna call it the house. The family. So is it possible that we were ordered to, for one reason or another, kill an entire village? And each of these candles represents someone who was slain by our hand, and their names carved into it. Because I assume this is our house, this area where we're in. And this... I know, I feel like this would be in a different location than where it is. If it was for, like, public use. Instead of personal use. So I feel like this is more of a personal space. I don't know, maybe. Golden light softly scattered by stained glass. Warm voices, borrowed silks, flowers. For the first time you can remember, The scent of flowers mixed with incense and melting wax. You're not sure what they're called, but they're golden, like her eyes. Gold like the thin band you carry that gleams like a light in the sunlight. It slips over her finger as easily as promise whisper. It weighs like an oath. Your family gains another member today, but not all are present to witness it. Your father is not here to see this joy. Your heart is so light, you almost don't notice it. The warmth is gone, leaving your hollow plates colder than before. As the tender memory ebbs away, a trace of bitterness takes its place. The woman in a veil. My ex-wife. Anything else here? In that vision, you try to remember the warmth. You try to conjure the smell of incense in the glow of flickering lights. But your steel shell remains cold. Yet, somebody significant to you once stood here. Their memory tugs at your soul. You don't know whether from gratitude, affection, or something else. You consider that you don't know how long you'll need to spend in these cellars. Will they have enough lights? You stare at the scores of candles before you. Let's take a few spares. I feel like taking too many will end up not being to our advantage. But we should take a few. It's only prudence. You select a few candles, reaching out only for nameless and carved ones. You aren't particularly worried about your fellow spirits, are? The plain ones only simply have more wax, and were therefore born longer. Step away with a fuller pout. With a hollow body, you easily notice the slightest shift in weight. Or is it your thoughts that weigh? Check if there's any new information. I remember stories about wandering spirits and revenants, but I've heard no tales of things like me. I almost wonder which I'm more like. The hero trusts and the sword and lantern forever prepares for battle, with a revenance and the stained glass above you. I'm more or less the same. Any more info here? Countless candles fill the chamber, save for the cobwebs and dust that coat the room like winter frost. You know this place looks untouchable. Whatever happened, whoever caused the place to be abandoned, at least they had some respect for the spirits. Anything else with a box of flints? Anything else I should be aware of with this? And lastly, you take a moment to admire the fine carvings on the candles. Spend so much time carving wax, only for it to melt away. Who had this much time on their hands? Maybe someone who was locked away because they were slowly turning into a monster and gonna destroy a nation if they fully turned? I don't know. Probably us, though. But candles are candles, beautifully etched or not. I can take this to light my way through the cellars. You strike the flint until the spark catches, then light the 3 long candles standing in the candelabra. A soft glow radiates from the tiny flames now bathed in moonlight. For a moment, they seem to glow blindly. Ooh, memory. Promise me you'll take care of your sister. Promise me you'll never fight, that you'll love each other. Spare our daughter, please. I beg of you, she's done no wrong. Those voices. I don't recognize them. That must have been in the past. But why did that feel less like a memory and more like a dream? You toss your helmets in gorgets as if you were shaking your head. Then take the candles. You can sort out riddles later. And you think that's all there... Hey! On here? But did you not like my gift? It's beautiful, but... You stand in the solar, your arms folded tightly in front of you. Your eyes flit over the suit of polish that stands there in solemn silence. A gleaming shadow. You don't know what else to say. It is beautiful. Worthy of a prince, or worth the prince's ransom. But it's still only a suit of armor. To an ordinary knight, a gift like this would be an honor of a lifetime. But for the hero of the kingdom, a veteran of the Great Ice War, a man who's given and sacrificed so much, how could a single suit of armor ever be enough? Just a little bit, like, selfish? I mean, I guess I kind of do see, but like, I don't know. I only wanted freedom? Wait, did he ever want to be a knight in the first place? Hmm. Let's go to the cellar. Oh, wait, no, that's... Wait, what's in here? Oh, this is new. Yeah, I didn't realize I hadn't been in here. Feel free to share any theories anyone may want to. Okay, let's light up the room. You carefully take your candlestick and bring it to the tall candelabra, setting each wick alight with the flame. That's better. Let's hope we don't knock that over, because that would be really, really bad. First, any books or anything? Over here? Books and records on what looks like a variety of subjects. You walk over and examine the spine until you spot one that bears the same emblem on your armor, raven with wings extended like a leaf. It's a pretty symbol. Ancestry of the House of Winter. Ah, the last winter night. That must be the family name of the matroness. Navigating the pages isn't easy with metal fingers, but you manage. Flipping through decades, if not centuries, dates and facts, until you land on the most recent. Year 228. On the second day of the second month, a daughter is born to Marquess Siegmund and Lady Vivian, and given the name Sieglind. 5 days later, Lady Vivian perished. Okay, then I'm guessing we are Sieglind? Year 246. 7th day of the second month. Lord Siegmund perishes after many months of illness. Lady Sieglind is named his successor and bestowed the title of matroness. Named Sieglind. Okay, maybe not. Vivian perishes. We'll get Sieglind. Oh, daughter. That totally okay. Yeah. I'm like, wait, something doesn't make sense. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then now it does. Now it does. I guess Sieglind's kind of sound like a male name, not a female name. I guess that's why. Yeah, Lady Sieglind is named his successor and bestowed the title of matroness. Okay, then if she is the matroness, then she's the lady in the photo. Sieglind. Sieglind von Winter. My master. You were 18 years old when your father croaked. If this matroness and the one in the painting are the same, then the lady I served was barely more than a child. That voice earlier. You're not my brother. You flip back through earlier entries. There's no mention of a son. Was that not the matroness's voice I heard? You close the book with a sinking feeling in your caress. So maybe... Okay, if that is us, if she was talking to us, then our relationship was casual enough that she she could say that she could yell at us and say we're not her brother. So we probably grew up with her or grew up in the family, maybe a servant turned knight, and we grew up as a servant here in this house of winter. Impossible? Let's look at this pile of paper. A stack of papers sits on the desk. You look through them and find names, figures, and numbers. They're fiscal documents. Little of this looks legible, though. They're stained and faded. On one of the better preserved pages is a roster of knights, signed in order of rank, along with their respective fiefs and incomes. As many knights. Their wealthy master we shared. If conflict were imminent, however, that would make plenty of sense. When knights whose name you cannot make out is at the bottom. Whoever he was, he had far lower earnings than the rest. I'm trying to think. The story is putting, I guess, emphasis on this mystery knights of low rank, which would make me believe that that might be us. But why would a knight of low rank be gifted a expensive suit of armor that's, usually given to people? Either they're really, really cheating us, having us go into war, win battles, all for like a shit amount of money. I don't know. It's possible, but like, I would hope not. Let me look at the documents again. My name on this ledger? Could one of these knights be me? You read off the list of legible names yourself, but none feel like they belong to you. Sir Dietrand? Or Sir Disthrad? Sir Xavier? Sir Robin? Well, even if I could learn my name here, knowing what my fiefdom earned in a year doesn't seem to be helpful information to me. Assuming my master granted me one. What about this bottle? As I brush a cobweb off your gauntlet, a scent, a memory of a scent, wafts over you. Sterile liquor, stinging bitterness, honey to mask it. You almost recall. I take it I wasn't one for strong drink. I used this to hold something, trail with in the cellar. Sure, I don't know what we fill it with, but sure. Oh, a powder. Okay. I could use this to hold something to leave a trail like a powder. You take the bottle and fix it snugly to your belt. How about the map? Map. It's not gonna sing to me, is it? A faded map lies on the desk. It depicts two territories at its center, divided by a great river. The Throsir and Ostara. The Throsir? Are we in Litharsier? Litharsier? Oh gosh, that's such a... Litharsier. I feel like we are here. Because they did say that we are north. And in any fictional piece of literature I've seen, at least recent, that has had a in this time in history. The north, there was always mountains and Duke of the North equals mountains and cold, okay? That's what I'm saying in a nutshell. Minus the Duke parts, because I doubt we're a Duke. But we're still in the north. The Thrasier and Ostara. Those names I recognize. Said Ostara first. Ostara. The kingdom across the river. Vengeance. Snow. Blood, smoke, screams. Beyond that, I don't remember. Did we cause that, maybe? Did we vanquish them? Or did they vanquish us? Like, are they the ones that attacked us? But if we are north and we are in the mountains, that's a awfully long way to go. Leaf. Thrasier. The kingdom of Silver North in Golden South. Sunsets over endless fields. Birch forests turning pale gold with autumn's chill. The white river Askar, gleaming with ice. Pale crest of waves breaking on the Boreal Sea. Sky ridge peak, draping a frost blue horizon. A place I fought for tooth and nail. Home, as far as I can call it. I don't have any proof. It's really just a thought. But maybe we were born in Ostara. War had been going on for a long time. We came over to the Thrasier. We were taken in as like a servant or something. With the secret, like, a secret plan to overthrow the country, or I don't know. I'm making up my own story. I think that's all we're getting from the map. Oh, what's this? Behind the map, you find a note. My lady, you made the right decision. The lion's den is far too dangerous for a girl like you. You can rely on me to handle the peace talks. I'm glad you understand why Sir Tristan would be imprudent. A bastard has no place rubbing shoulders with the lord, no matter how decorated. I'm sure I need not remind you what they call him. The Prince Slayer. The Prince Slayer's presence could only give the wrong impression at peace summits. Nor do the blood-hungry hounds who side with Heimdall need further encouragement. Maybe it's Heimdall. It's probably Heimdall. Please don't worry yourself. Ever your loyal commander, Sir D. So we killed a guy. Mere knight dares spill royal blood? Small wonder this Sir Tristan would be shunned, even for a veteran. That's probably us. Because if this is true and this is us, and we didn't get, the proper funeral for the type of knight we are, this would be a good reason why we didn't. I didn't catch any of that, did it? It seems he was no champion of peace. But he had some reason for bloodying his hand. Tristan, you turned it over in your mind, repeating its rhythm. Tristan, 2 syllables, a backward heartbeat. Its cadence is familiar, engraved in your memory, like lines on your armor. He was a knight with bloodied hands like you. Anything else on this? Maybe I missed something? Okay, Lion's Den, Osara. We did call her ladyship, young girl, being 18, so this directed her. Rely on me to handle peace talks. Okay, so if we are Tristan, then this was written by someone else. It's okay, so are we maybe like a stepbrother? Or not stepbrother. Are we related to her ladyship? You know, just not by like a not of, direct well, this says it all, so because I feel like they're using it in that that term rather than, as an insult type of term, because did they use it as like an insult type of term back in these days? Okay, but yeah, Call him the Prince Slayer. They call him Prince Slayer. All right, so well, if not, okay. So the letter, one of the letters we read, the historical one, that one of history, that was like saying it was giving the history of the family. It only said that the family bore a daughter, but maybe there was also a son, except for us being the son. Except for how did they say the mother died? Did they say as if she died of childbirth, and our brother died in the womb, but we survived? Then wait, no. Okay, wait, no, no. Actually, never mind. Because I forgot. We're probably we're not royalty. This family isn't royalty. Okay, so scratch everything I just said. Okay, so Prince Slayer. I mean, I don't know why they'd be mad if we slayed the prince of another kingdom, an enemy kingdom. So I doubt we're called that for that reason. So it would have been our own kingdom's prince. But why? And how? Heimdall. Okay, Heimdall. Okay, so Heimdall seemed to just want a reason to attack our family, and the reason they didn't send Tristan was because he would be used as a reason to attack the family. And if we are Tristan, and Heimdall did have it out for us, it's Heimdall and his hounds who probably attacked this castle. So I think it might be safe to say that he is the culprit and the state of the building and whatever befell this place. Ah, Commander. Okay, so the one writing this is Sir D. Sir Dietrich? There was something with name Dietrich. Somewhere. Where did I hear the name Dietrich? I swear I heard the name Dietrich. Dietrich? Ah, I can't say that name. Memories, Tristan. I feel like I'm clawing my way out of a dark well. Like I'm on the cusp of remembering something important. Let's turn this back over. Let me look at this again. I've absolutely no desire to dig through tax documents right now. But I wanted to. Okay, fine. Right. Oh, yes. This again. Peruse the titles. Though several of the topics look interesting, you're not sure they'll help you remember anything about yourself. Yet you can imagine running your fingers among the grooves of the spines, as if you've done it so many times before. Okay, so we're not. Okay. I want to do that last. Let's do this. He probably did. I mean, I would hope so. Maybe he was planning something. Maybe he was preparing to overthrow the current king. And we were aware of that, and so we killed him before he could do that. But you know, not everyone was in the in of that information, and of course they probably wouldn't want the people knowing that, oh hey, your prince was about to try to kill his own father, your king. So they probably would have kept that information from the people, making the people believe, or well, giving them the only conclusion of us just, you know, killing the prince for no reason. And the only reason we were probably still alive after that is probably because of this family, the Winters, because we served them. No, even if we served them, there would still be like consequences. So maybe we are an illegitimate child of the Winter family? Because if we were, that would be a reason why we were, you know, allowed to live despite having killed royalty. Although we also wore like a war hero or something. Tristan. So I guess that also would protect our life from in such a situation. It's a painting of a man with white hair and beard, dressed in fine furs and jewels. There's a clear resemblance between him and the portrait of the woman in the solar. His painted eyes stare down at you in stoic contempt. Ungrateful bastard. Who gave you everything you have? Who granted you honor and the privilege of a knighthood when you should be rotting in the streets? Stare liquor. Dusty cellar. Parchment and ink. It's a tournament day, but you're not in the spirit for games. We retreated here in a foul mood, unaware that he had shirked his duties and done the same. What more do you want? What more do you want, boy? You know what I want, father. I was right! Illegitimate child, yes! I mean, you know, not for him, but, you know, for me and my theory, yes! I'm happy. I'm happy now. I feel proud. Okay, so this is our dad. I remember him. This man was my father. The master of the castle was my father. Yet there was no mention of my birth in the record. And his daughter succeeded him, while I became nothing more than a knight. And even that was a privilege he deemed me unworthy of. What did I want from him? Well, what he refused to give us was probably like a, you know, a permanent, an actual, like, to actually allow ourselves to call ourselves a member of the family. At least that's what I would imagine. And that would be a... It would make sense why he would refuse that, you know, for... Not to me, but to him. What else could... I mean, a part of me does want to say he refused to give us freedom, which I guess we could want. We could maybe want to break away from the family. But we're not being bound to the family. He doesn't even want to acknowledge us as his son. So there is nothing binding us to the family, so we could have run away long ago. So I don't think it's freedom. So yeah, it's gotta be status. Like, status within the family is what he refused to give us. We just wanted his love. We just wanted our father's love. Probably. What did I want from him? And why wouldn't he give it to me? Even if it was more than what your vassal deserved, even if I was born in shame, I was still your son, wasn't I? Or do we get this? The painted figure of a man stares out from you in a dusty frame. The previous Marquis and master of the castle, your father. That makes Demetrianus your sister, and you? The bastard son kept to serve the family, never to take its lofty name. Also makes sense we didn't get our, I guess, no. Well, our father died, didn't he? When our sister was 18. And she went that one time and was like, "You're not my brother." So maybe she hated us too? Or maybe it was like kind of a, what kind of relationship did we have with her? Regardless, it seems she didn't really acknowledge us as her brother. But I don't know if she hated us enough to not give us a grave. And, you know, the kind of burial that a knight of our standing deserves. Or if there's some other reason. Click this one more time, see if there's anything new. Your father's words echo. You ungrateful bastard. What more do you want? You didn't have much affection for me, did you? Because I wasn't your true-born child? Because I was a living reminder of your shame? Or... Can't just stop there. He stopped there. Or what? Okay, we looked at that. Oh! Oh yeah, because we found out okay, yes. Reviewed a family record. That's what I want. Yes, okay, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, daughter was born. Marquis Siegmund. The guy in the portraits. Sieglund. Miss Sieglund is the lady in the other portrait in the other room, who is the matroness. She took over after Marquis died. At the age of 18, I think they said. Okay, so Lady Vivian died soon after giving birth to Lady. Okay, so okay. You know, I wonder if he actually perished of illness, or if we, like, poisoned him. Or even she poisoned him. Lady Sieglund is named the successor and bestowed the title of matroness. Interestingly, both wife and husband died on the same day, years apart. I wonder if the lady of the house was anything like the master. But the words in the page offer no insights on your relationship with the people they describe. Let's look at the tax documents again, see if there's anything there. Actually, wait! Maybe that now it would make sense if we are that knight with the really low pay. Because if we are the son of this family, not recognized, but still the son, why would they pay us money? We have all the stuff here. We don't need a... We're not left to, you know, fend for ourselves. So the pay level would make sense. Okay, so that actually is us. I think I looked through this all I could. Okay, so that leaves... that... Okay, that leaves the drawer. In the drawers, you find more cork bottles of alcohol, dusty and undisturbed. You wonder if the matroness or her predecessors were fond of drinking. The top right drawer is locked and will not open. You can't help but feel that the desk in its current state is really pretty, because I think it's pretty. Spilled alcohol, a mess of papers, doesn't look like it belonged to the matroness. Us? Unlike the solar, this place looks largely untouched. mean, it's possible. Ordinarily, I'd say that clinging to the past does no one any favors, but she did her only not only family, but her parental family did die when she was only 18, which is pretty young, especially I guess maybe not to their standards. But I won't be able to take over a whole kingdom at the age of 18. I'd be extremely overwhelmed. Something from your past must have brought you back to this place. Suppose we all have our vices. Or were you drinking your sorrows? The topmost one is locked. If I keep clicking, will it unlock? You know, I can try. The master might have kept the key in this drawer, but I don't know where I would look for it. You know, with our luck, it's gonna be in the tunnels. Because I think that's the only place we haven't looked. The tunnels. You have not spent years protecting the commoners from Austrian invaders. To them, you're a princess locked in a white tower. I'm well aware of my shortcomings. The only reason you stand where you are is because Sir Tristan is loyal to you. But loyalties can change. Anywhere else we haven't... Can we gather anything from these now? Anything else? A tournament she hoped to hope. Hundreds of nobles and knights would have gathered here for it. The perfect time for something unsavory to happen. Okay, so maybe we are the cause of the state of the place. Maybe? Maybe we use that, maybe we betrayed her. I'm trying to put the pieces together, because in that other room, there's no sign of anywhere of, like, any weapons. So it's safe to say a battle ensued. Whatever. A battle happened here. Except for where's all the blood? There would be bloodstains, right? If a battle happened here. Where's the blood? So this is her area. I guess if we were trying to take over the family line, then the only way to do that would have been to kill our sister. But for that to have happened, that scenario, we would have had to have something would have to have happened that allowed the people to know that we are of a winter family descent. Maybe it was actually like a well-kept secret that like the people knew about of us, of our origins. But you know, no one spoke of it. I don't know. Let's go to the next room. The room with the I think it's this way. Actually, I still need to find the key to the other one. I'm gonna forcefully try to knock it down. Unsuccessfully. The thought occurs to you that for all your steel suit ways, you yourself are still a spirit. In the tales you've heard of restless souls, some spirits walk through the world like mist. Then why should a closed door stop me? Just in case we somehow die when we try to do this, which is unlikely. I'm probably overthinking. I'm likely overthinking. Make a safe spot. Oh, okay, never mind. You're not sure how to leave your armor. However, after a few moments of deliberation, you decide to press your gauntlet to the door and will yourself to float. Ooh. Snow? Are we outside? Before you awoke, there was nothing. No warmth or light. No touch nor taste. No sound nor sight. No dreams, no fears, no memories. Only a darkness vast, boundless, unending, never ending. You are one soul adrift among the dead. A droplet in an ocean. You are nothing. You are nothing. You find yourself lurching over the door. Palm bent, gauntlets gouging into the wood like claws as you settle back into the cold, familiar steel. I'm never doing that again. Yeah, that didn't look very fun. Can't leave my armor. My tether. Can't go back to the sea. I can't become mist again. If I want to go any further, I have to find that blasted key. Hopeful thinking. You break through a window? But where would the key be hiding? Keys has to be in the underground corridors. Because we've looked in every other room. Unless I missed something here? But I think we looked at everything here. Maybe it's in the satchel and I just missed it. My wife's thing. I'm not gonna, like, conveniently find it now, am I? Mine's probably in the... We still need to find a powder, though. Where would we find a powder? Am I missing a room? Oh. I guess this room is what I'm missing. So then I'm missing some other place that would hold a key. Fireplace? A cold hearth full of ash. Oh, yeah, that works too. Ash. Not the ideal trail marker, but I have no better options. You do your best to scoop up ash from the hearth into the glass bottle. It slips through the cracks in your gun and settles deep into the fine etches on the lames, turning beautiful black steel gray. But you have other things to concern yourself with than being tidy. Finally, once the bottle is filled, you return it to its place on your belt. Hope this works. Not an ideal trail marker, but it will have to do. A shame no one left a pile of pebbles lying. Well, we found our trail, so, let's go. No, not that way. Wait, no, it wasn't that way. This way. I thought it was this way. I'm all turned around. I swear it was this way. So it must be over here. In here. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, I couldn't live in a castle. I get lost. I get so lost. Alright, time to go into the pitch black darkness. Once more, you lift the hatch and stare into the open maw of the cellar staircase. The light from the candles, faintly flickering, outlines staggered steps swallowed by the darkness below. You stare into the blackness, one gauntlet gripped on your candlestick, the other reaffirming that the bottle on your belt sits snug. It's now or never. And so you descend. Step. Step. Your sabatons clang. Your hauberk rattles against the shell of your cuirass. You grip your candlestick tightly, as if it's a shield and a weapon both. The tunnels are wider than you expect, and you remember. I don't like them. Wider than the oppressive twisting stone you imagined. There's ample room above your helm and around you. So much that your candlelight barely reaches on the walls of either side. There is no sound but the ringing of steel against steel as you step onward. The shaking of your hauberk, clink, clink, within your hollow cuirass, echoes like a heartbeat. Finally, up ahead, You come across a fork in the path. Oh, do this. We can search our memories, I guess? Try it. What path did you take so many years ago? You were following the lantern light of somebody. Okay, so I thought we were the one being pursued, but ends up we're the pursuer, and the one we were chasing after is probably Lady Siegland? I think it's Siegland. The Matroness. Our sister. Unless we were both being hunted. We came down here together. Okay, maybe that is it. Somebody held on to tight. Or were they holding on to you? Right. I want to read that just one more time. You're following the lantern light of somebody. Somebody you hold on to tightly, or they hold on to you. Unless this, when we were in these tunnels, was before we died. Obviously it was before we died. But, like, if the one we're holding on to is our wife, and we were fleeing, running away through the tunnels from people attacking us, and then afterward, after this all happened, he divorced us. Then why would we come back? Or maybe we really didn't die here, maybe we died somewhere else, and our soul was just, like, brought here. You leave a small pile of ash to mark the turn, then continue into the dark. Strange how familiar this feels. Not this place, but this darkness. How crushing it feels. Alone. Somewhere once, I was freezing. I was hurt. I was trying to build a fire. My fingers were numb. With every shake of your metal heartbeats, you give silent thanks that you no longer feel the cold. Turn the heater back on. The heating pad. The path continues on and on, stone after stone. Finally, after what could be called minutes or hours, you spy another fork in the road. Memory. Hands over the girl. You do to the father. Answer me. You can hate me all you wish. The young girl's cries. The knight's resolve. Okay, so we killed our father. It was murder. But who's the girl, though? Okay, I assume we are the ones saying hand over the girl. And it's our sister, obviously, saying, what did you do to father? Answer me. Us responding, you can hate me all you wish. A girl, the mystery person. Okay, so there's 3 people here. Because we are the knights. And I assume this is our resolve of killing our father? I'm trying to figure out. Who are we or they asking to be handed over? I'm trying to play it out in my mind. You know, like movie. That's kind of just how I process things. Okay, so maybe she was fleeing with a servant, another servant? Or there was that, the one who wrote the letter, or on the back of the map? The other knight, the, commander, I think it was? Maybe he was with her? And he's the one we're telling to, we're telling to hand our sister over? Why would he do that? He's probably stronger than us. He's the commander, right? Although, I guess not necessarily, right? A young girl's cries. Knight's resolve. Voices. One of them yours? One of them yours. Left. I am curious what happens if we just go right, but we'll try that. I'll try that another time. Probably death, but let's follow the memories. You make the mark with the ash, then continue down the path. Voices whisper at the edges of your mind. A tangle of threads, faded, frayed. You can't make out the words. Can't reach through the torn veil of your memories. Half of you wants to scream with lungs you don't have. The other half wants to turn back and run. Study. If being down here makes me feel this way, I must be getting closer. You can do nothing but continue. So continue you do. As you walk, the candles you carry seem to flicker, then burn brighter than before. You grip the candlestick tightly and continue on at a cautious pace. Step after step. Finally, up ahead, another turn comes into view. Another fork. Search the memories! You can always search them. I wanna know more. Aww. This time, there's nothing at all. No, wait. Not my brother. My brother is a hero. He would never hurt to betray me like this. I'm not a hero. Complicated sibling relationships. But yeah, if we betrayed our sister and she actually did care for us and look up to us as what the way she was, the emotion she was holding kind of gave me the impression of, we were rightfully cursed to become a ghost. Because that kind of makes us a dick. Let's try left. You leave more ash to mark your trail. Then continue through the tunnels, hoping you pick correctly. You walk for what feels like hours. Your every hollow, clinging step reminds you that you are alone. You are alone. Whispers wrap around you like silk, trapping you in their threads. You are alone. You are not alone. Voices linger. Memories releases. Yep. There's yours. They flicker and burn. They wither and choke. Ash gives way to cold and dark. The waves of the sea call. The dead do not belong. You drink violently as hot wax drips on your gauntlets, making you flinch, as if your skin were flesh and not steel. You fumble and nearly drop the candlestick. Steady. Steady. I'm far from the shores to see. Nothing to fear. Just need to get through this. You continue on more briskly than before, as if to make up lost time. Finally, up ahead, you see something on the ground. Is it a key? Please be a key. Please be a key. It's a key. It's a key. A glint in the dark. You doubt your own senses at first. No, something really is there. Carefully you approach. Candlelight falls on metal caked in dust and decay. The curve of a carrosse. The threads of a molding surcoat. The whites of... Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh, well, there is a key. But there's also our dead body. So there's that too. At least I think, right? Damn it, I wasn't paying attention to what we were wearing in the flashback. The weight of bone. So this is either us, or it's the commander who was escorting our sister as we try to pursue her. Spirits. Alright, we're gonna pillage the dead body. Well. This feels slightly wrong, but, you know. The corpse of a knight lays against the wall. Jaw locked in a soundless cry. Socket staring, eternally upward. He spent his last moments calling out to... cursing. Whatever or whoever killed. Okay, so I don't... yeah, it's probably not us then. A medallion in the shape of a raven hangs around the knight's gorgets. You note how similar it looks to the one woven by the matroness and Marquis. The mark of the high ranking. No. The highest rank given to a knight. Okay, so yeah, this is the commander, or whatever. Aside from the key. Please hang off a ring on the fallen knight's belt. I'll have to take those before I leave. I need them more than he does. We do have extra candles, so... I mean... I would. Story-wise, if we were the one who killed him, it wouldn't make sense for us to leave a candle in respect. Except we don't really remember that we killed him, so... It kinda does, but also... I'm gonna leave one, okay? Because that's just... That's just what I do. It feels right. Doesn't feel right to leave. You set the candles down and fish through your satchel for a spare. What name do you carve? Oh, dang. I forget what his name was. I mean, I could do something. No, I won't. That's too mean. I'm not gonna do some. could call him Mr. Bones, but I don't know, I forget his name, so I'm just gonna call him Mr. Commander. No, but Mr. Bones is funnier. I mean, he's dead. He's not gonna care. I'm sorry if this is disrespectful, but, you know. You know, it's Sir Bones. That way I'm at least, you know, slightly respectful. Alright, Sir Bones. Different. Okay, fine. Does the history go back that far that I can, you know, read? No. Okay. Does anyone remember what his name was? And how do I go back? Why does my memory suck? Oh, Siegmund was the father, right? Because our sister was like Sieglind. I didn't think he was important enough to know his name. Know his name? Can I opt out? Yeah, I don't remember. I'm so sorry. I'll come back. I'll come back later, okay? I swear, I'll come back later, okay? It was right, left, left. And then body. Yeah, it's no good. I don't remember. It seems you have no choice but to leave the dead knight be. You've been down in the cellars for a good while. With candlelight winning, you decided to retreat the way you came. You reach for the keys looped on the knight's belt. It's like he comes to life, he grabs our arm. Oh my god, he does! I was joking! I was joking! I wasn't Go back to being dead! I was joking! Jeez! You don't have to take what I said seriously. Is it because I couldn't remember his name? It's because I couldn't remember his name, isn't it? He's insulted. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I didn't know you would be important to the story. I had no idea. If I did, I would have written your name down. if you can talk, you tell me your name, I'll write it on the candle, and we can be good, right? Probably not, but, you know. Oh, oof. Well then. Maybe we can be friends? Yeah, actually, no. We killed him, didn't we? So, yeah, that's not happening. That armor. You. You dare show your you dare so... You dare show yourself again, traitor! I'm sorry. In another time and place. Castle Winterleaf. Year 308. Winter. Grandmother? I brought you some warm milk. You are my heir, Tristram. Not a servant. Will you wait until I cross the sunless sea before you act like it? The young man wordlessly set down the steaming cup and retreats from the room. You almost feel a pang of remorse as you hear the door close behind him with a quiet thud. Old age is making you sentimental. The regret you thought you tossed aside weighed like piled stones. The boy is almost 30, and on the surface, an ideal successor. Level-headed, poised, a seasoned warrior, a skilled diplomat, like you trained him to be. But his heart is fragile and weak. It's like sigh in turn, well, like him. His portrait has hung on the wall for decades. It was painted from your memories and description. The artist spared no detail, but captured his likeliness, the melancholy so true to life it stung you. Far from the heroic figure you wanted him remembered as, you dismissed that artist from your court in disgrace, and hung the portrait in the privacy of your own chambers, safe from the eyes of the world. And so, he has kept watch over you, decade after decade, reminding you of your failures. You find yourself speaking to the dead more than the living these days. You dream of the things you'd ask him, explain to him, beg of him, demand from him. Until we meet again, beyond the sunless sea. Dear brother. Yeah, I had thought that this grandmother was probably a sister. So then it's likely in our pursuit of her, she ended up killing us. Self-defense, something. Or maybe she did get away. And we had to, retreat. And we were killed by some other presence. Well, there we go. That was the last winter nights. I do want to see what happens if I actually do get the commander's name right. Because there's definitely more to the story. There was more stuff we haven't figured out. We never got a chance to go back with the key to figure out the other stuff. But I think I might do that on my own. So, yeah, I'll leave that for anyone else who decides to play to discover on their own. Just remember to, you know, remember the commander's name, write it down. Otherwise, this will happen. But this is one of the endings, at least I imagine. I mean, it has the title, so it must be. But yes, that is the end of them. That is the end of the demo. It looks like in their painting, we're depicted as being blind in one eye. So that had to have happened at some point, maybe. Or maybe the painter just was like, blind in one eye suits a knight on the battlefield. I wonder if it was actually like the blindness of the eye was actually accurate, or just the painter being like one of the reasons why our sister you know, let the painter go. But if it is like actual accurate to our person, I wonder what caused it. Because in the last flashback or painting or whatever they showed us, this person, I think he had both eyes there. Oh yes, you can also find the demo on Steam, the game itself too, you know, when it comes out, it'll be on Steam. So it's on Steam and itch.io. And yeah, that's the end. I really like this. This is fun. Like, I've said this before, but I absolutely love it when games make me, like, theorize. I love mysteries things, and I can just, you know, put pieces together and, you know, create crazy theories that sometimes pan out and other times don't. And then I get really happy when they actually do pan out and I'm right. That's it. Anyway, thank you for the raid, and I hope you enjoyed that. Go and play this game on your own, it's really good. I'm definitely gonna be replaying, and you know, writing down information. At the very least, the commander's name. And, you know, seeing what happens if I, you know, if I don't forget the name and get, like, killed by the other ghost knights. But yes, anyway, thank you everyone for, coming by. Thank you. I hope... I don't know, I'm bad at saying things. But I hope this was enjoyable. I always do. I always question whether it is or isn't. I always feel like I'm just not fun. I always worry about that. But I hope it is. I hope you enjoyed this to some extent. Again, I recommend going and playing the game and, you know, exploring the secrets I've yet to uncover yourself. And, yeah, go support the creator and play some of their other games. Anyway, that's gonna be it. I hope everyone has a nice night, morning, afternoon, evening. And I hope to see everyone again. Alright. Well, thank you and bye-bye. And I'll hopefully have a better camera angle next time. And hopefully this will work out better. I'm scared to watch the VOD and hear myself not come through because I was looking at one direction. Anyway, bye-bye.